suckers for love, are we not?
There's some going around.
What?
I'll suck up some love if there's some going around. I love love.
There needs to be more love than hate, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. But, I mean...
I think it's an interesting phrase, in love with being in love, though. I think we can all be a bit guilty of that.
I think so. I
obsessing
mean, there was
over-
an age gap, of course, with Liam. I don't know whether that would be a factor. 10 years between them, do you think it would?
And a pop star.
Janet, you're a bit of a... You've got a bit of a
10
track
years
record
is
on this one.
nothing, that's only one decade, isn't it? There's a lot to be said for toy boys.
What's your biggest
I don't
age
think the
gap,
word toy boys is demeaning anyway. They're men of a younger age. Toy boys implies they're some kind of sex toy or something, whereas in fact they've got brains, they have got other uses as well. I mean, obviously...
What was your primary attraction, though, Janet? Let's face it.
Now, you're doing the Mrs Merton question, aren't you? What really attracted you to the 23-year-old when you were 44? Yeah, I've had two boyfriends who are 20 years or more younger than me, and certainly in the case of one of them, he was absolutely fantastic. I enjoyed every minute until after 5 years I couldn't listen to rap music anymore in the bar. It slightly did my head in. So I'm afraid he got his marching orders. But I did write to his mum and say how much I adored her, and I was sorry I was handing him back.
I love that. I'm now handing him back.
Having a relationship with the mothers, like Rod has a great relationship with my dad because they're the same age, so there are other benefits.
Wow.
Yeah, I think when people talk about toy boys, it is a really derogatory term, because I think that Norman, when I was with him, was a really super clever person and very entertaining to be around. And, you know, there are obvious benefits.
And he obviously wanted to be intellectually stimulated by a more older,
Well, his
mature...
intellect wasn't less than mine.
That's what I mean, so he needed you to sort of give him the
I
experience
I don't know what
that
you're
you've had.
aiming at here, Penny. I'm not going there.
I know you're not used to it, but you know, it was a compliment in your direction.
Yeah, well, I think when I started going out with someone much younger than me, there were lots of pictures of us in the papers, and then they kind of got bored with it. I mean, when I was 49, then I married someone who was in their 20s, but that was a different story. I mean, that was my midlife crisis. And I freely admit that, and that person has been airbrushed from my life.
Did it help you through your midlife crisis, though?
Yeah, well, obviously the first 2 months of any relationship are very physical, and I'm not going into any more
2 months? Is that all you get?
Well, then I got a bit bored.
You've got 2 months to impress me.
This is the man that sold his story quite a few times, and the best thing was that the last headline said Jungle Janet was a beast in bed. So...
There you go.
I would be a beast as well. I'd be a sloth. What's the age difference between you and Rod?
27.
27 years?
And I met him when I was 27.
Oh, right, OK,
Yeah.
so he was 54.
20 years ago, nearly now.
Well, actually, my third husband was 19 years older.
Do you want me to keep count? I've got a pen and a piece of paper.
Actually, I've been with men 20 years younger, and I've been with married to one 20 years older. And, you know...
Swings and roundabouts.
It is swinging. Well, pick a mixed buffet, yes.
Or you can eat buffet.
But I think at the end of the day, if both people
Yes.
are being gratified in the relationship and it's just not one-sided, then it's a perfect balance.
Gratified.
Eh?
I like that word, gratified. We both been gratified. Do you think you could have been with a guy much younger than you, Penny?
No, I prefer a man, not a boy. You know, I'm sorry, but I prefer the more mature man. And one, I'm afraid that in this younger generation, it seems to have disappeared. Men that are gentlemen.
OK, so you would actually prefer to
I've
have
always
somebody...
preferred an older man, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I must say, when I was married to a much older man, the most annoying thing was that the television was permanently on something that was green, so it was on rugby, cricket.
That's no different to the younger man. They're all
I bet it's the
fixated to
same in
football.
your house. But does Rod have the television on football
On
all
something
the time?
green.
Not all men do. No, it's not older men or
Not
younger
a
men.
25-year-old, not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Well, if Janet, you have to pick an older man that is fit and youthful, that wants to be out and about. That's the trick.
Yeah.
Not one that's ready to
Rod's hurt his foot at the moment.
Yeah, not
hasn't he, Paddy?
Yeah, but even so, he hasn't got his slippers on yet because he's still performing in his boot. He's not letting his
what a
pants down,
guy,
so that
what a
nothing
guy.
stops him.
All right.
Janet, what did you say that when you were 49, you were with a guy who was what?
25, 26. I don't know if I airbrushed him out, so I can't remember
know,
the exact age.
Physically, to be honest, would not have the confidence of that. You know, to be 49 with a guy that much younger, I just...
Oh, don't be pathetic.
no,
Kay. That is absolutely